Hello. Today we'll see how to create an API service component in Boomi. So to do that, first we'll go to our Boomi platform and I'll show you how to create an API service component and how can we test it using Postman. Before that, first of all, for an API service component, we should have a process which is deployed and that should be configured in our API service component. Let me bring up my screen and I'll show you how we can do that. So this is my Boomi platform. I will be creating a new API service component. So on the build page, I'm going to create a new API service component. I'll just name it a test API service. So you could see in the general tab, you can configure all the mandatory fields like the published API title in whatever your API should be called as, or the title that your API should get published, and the version number. Maybe you can give something like 1.0, 2.0, and you can also give other information like your description, and you can add a base API path as well if there is any, if you wanted to add some customized base API path to your component, you can also give it over here. So first I'll give my API title as test and version number would be 1.0. So description I'll give it as creating simple API service component. I'll leave the base API path configuration for now. So I'll just quickly click on the advanced settings. I'll show whatever we have. So if you wanted to provide some customized request headers to your API, so if your particular API is expecting some headers to be passed, so all those headers you can configure it here as well. So now we'll configure a deploy process here. So I have already a REST simple web service that I have already created and deployed. So I'll give the same here. So for that, first you import an endpoint. Here you have various options while selecting for an endpoint. It can be a create a new process. You can create a new process from here and deploy it, or you can also add an external service file, or if you're having an existing process that is deployed also can be put here. Wait, I'll choose my process. Say your simple web service, it is a REST. So I'm adding it to the REST. So you could see my process have been added here. So I'll just quickly go to the endpoint and I'll show you the details that are here. So whatever path that is present over here is the endpoint that I can pick. This is the resource path that I've given in my web service. So if there is any other resource that needs to be added, can also be added here. So this is it. I'll just click OK and save. So that is it for now. I will not give any base path here. I'll just show you what if I've given. I'll just give a test. So now you could see my resource path have been changed. Whatever base path I have given that have been added before the resource path, like before the resource path that have been configured in our listener. So now when I have to pick for the endpoint, so I have to pick this, and so it have been appended with my base path. I'll save all the settings. Now I'll deploy my API. So this is how to create a API service and deploy it to an environment. So similarly, you can also create some SOAP API services, and also you can go with the OData. So for now, I have showed you the REST. So as I have a REST simple web service that have been already created, similarly, by choosing the required options, like creating a process by yourself or using an already existing process, you can also create different APIs like SOAP, and also you can try OData as well in a similar way. So this is how to create a simple API component. Thank you.